Only Buffalo is going to win it, folks.
Kick your heels up and shout.
Let's see why the Buffalo Bills are en route to the playoffs.
Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout.
Buffalo Bills go undefeated. And we're going to the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Now, baby, come on, come on.
No one
Come on
Circles the
and
wagon
shout.
like the Buffalo Bills.
All right, we are live, and we are back. Welcome to another episode of the Overdue Bills podcast. And listen, we're definitely excited today because we got some things brewing, man. We definitely got some things brewing, some things going on that we need to talk about. Season is swiftly approaching us. Next week, Thursday, games begin. And, we got the Monday night game, which is very, very important. We play a division rival. Aaron Rodgers is going to be a lot of hoopla going into this season. But with that being said, let me introduce the guys today. You see him at the bottom of the screen, our guy, your guy, Matt, a.k.a. Matty Ice. Matt, what's up, man?
Not much, man. Just, getting more and more excited as it's approaching. Happy to be here. Happy to pod.
Absolutely. And we got our guy, definitely happy to see him on the show today, all the way from the great state of Michigan, our guy Mike, aka Mike D. Mike, what's up, man?
Man, Rad was busy, so I figured I'd make the show a little less biased today. When Rad and Matt get together, it's just like, man, we're Pinto Ron at that point. But so I'm here today to bring a little more judgment, a little less bias to the show.
It's like Groundhog Day. The Bills season is about to start when Mike pops up on a pod.
Yes, sir.
That may be true.
It's
that may be true.
Hey, it's still preseason. Hey, this don't count. I'm just here getting some reps.
But let's get some housekeeping things out the way. OverdueBillsPod.com. One word, OverdueBillsPod.com. Please go there for all your merch, all content, all Overdue Bills, everything. You can find us there. Shout out to Buffalo fan base. Definitely appreciate them in this partnership. And we ask you, man, to go like, share, rate, and review, and subscribe to all of our platforms. You can find us everywhere at Overdue Bills, everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all those amazing things. And with that being said, I think we just need to get into the show, and I just need to throw it out there because there's been a lot of talk, right? And I got my sources. We all know that, and I just want to throw this out there for everybody. We do our quick question of the day. And I'm gonna just ask it: should we trade Kaiir Elam, man? I mean, first round pick, moved up to get him, has all of the tools, the immeasurable, the measurables rather, and for whatever reason, he just can't seem to put it together. And we're in this state of football where we're not waiting on those players anymore. I mean, we just seen Trey Lance get traded. I mean, they literally gave up everything for Trey Lance, and they just traded him. Punt it. Duh. You know what I mean? Let's move on. Like, it doesn't matter anymore. So my question is, with everything going on, should we just try to get the most we can, for him? You know what I mean? Shout out to him. I have no issues with him. But I mean, it is what it is. Like he's definitely not starting. Some say he's the fourth cornerback on the list. Some say fifth. Some say sixth. I don't know. But Matt, should we trade Kaiir Elam?
No, I mean, I think it's way too early to throw that out there. I mean, obviously,
you think so?
We had. Yeah, I mean, at that position, a guy that we can have on his rookie deal for a couple of years to come. And at that position in the AFC, where the AFC is loaded with receiver rooms, so you got to have depth at corner in this league here. So I definitely don't think we should cut him.
Interesting. I didn't say cut him. I just said trade him.
I mean, just get rid of him. Period. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Hold on, Matt. Preach. What do you think we'll get back? And then I can have an answer. Are we getting back a pick or are we getting back a player?
I think, to be honest, I think that he's at least worth the. I think we can get a second round, third round pick for him. We're not gonna get a first round pick, obviously, because he's not a first round talent anymore. But as far as a player, we could definitely get some offensive line help. That's for sure. You know what I'm saying? We could definitely. I mean, we can get a piece right now that can help us win a Super Bowl for sure. We can definitely get that. Like he's only 1 year removed. It's not like he's, you know what I'm saying, chopped liver. People will still you know trade for him. Yeah. He's not.
I would say this. I would say no, only because even though he's not starting, which is I think is kind of somewhat weird. It's not like Shakir, who I know y'all love Shakir on this show. I'm not here to put any dirt on him, but he played and he didn't do much, right? We like to talk about the one catch he had and whatever. But when Elam play, he's fine. He picked off Mahomes, caught an interception in the playoffs. He's not bad when he plays. I just don't know what the issue is going on in practice. So I mean, if you get out there and you ball, what AI say? Practice. We talking about practice. So as long as I'm concerned, Elam can play. So there's no need for us to trade him for somebody on the depth, on the offensive line, swing tackle, someone who might come in after Ryan Bates. Let's keep this. We don't know what Trey is. He's still coming off the knee. We haven't seen him get back to where he was. Tristan Benford still a 6th round pick, and we all know Dane Jackson is as good as the cornerback that started on some flag football teams right now. So there's no need to keep Elam. No need to trade them. I think we all good. Just keep the players that we have.
I'll say this. I like depth is important. Obviously, we need depth going to the season because we had some injuries last year. We got hit with the injury bug. But at the same time, listen, it's a make or break league, and we seeing it. We are not waiting for players to develop. We're going to talk about it when we get to the wide receiver room in a second, because we're going to talk about some positional battles before we go into our 53-man roster projections. Because the reality is people are not waiting for players anymore. We don't have time to wait. This is not a time for us to just sit around and see people develop. We have to win now. We're in a win now mode. We need players who are going to help us win now. And unfortunately, Kyrie Irving is not that player because
we don't have a Brock Purdy though. If we had a Brock Purdy, then maybe. But I mean, Benford been okay. I'm saying Benford been okay, but Brock Purdy came in. It was like a top 10 quarterback. If Benford hasn't been a top 10 cornerback, Dane Jackson hasn't been top. They're just guys too. You know what I mean?
No. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because we can transition, from that conversation into our positional battles. Let's just go right into it because we can encompass that with what we've seen in the preseason and that whole thing. So let's stay with the cornerback room, right? Let's stay with the cornerback room. There's been some positional battles, and Benford had an amazing game against the Bears. He had a pass breakup. He was definitely in there making tackles, doing this thing. So I'm gonna go to you, Matt, first. As far as the positional battle in the CB2, just the quarterback room in general, you don't have to go into just the 53-man, right now. But just what did you see, and do you think Benford kind of locked up that CB2 role?
I don't know. I think it's kind of going to be by a committee, like how it was last year. I don't think that we're going to see a guy that's going to come in like a Levi Wallace and be that solidified guy every week. I think it's definitely going to be definitely by a committee. Because guys are all playing pretty good in that room. You mentioned Benford and Dane Jackson. Cam Lewis had a good game. He had 4 tackles, pass breakup. He's coming off a hamstring injury. He looks good. I was at training camp. He's looking a lot bigger and that room. There's definitely some guys. So I think we'll definitely see more of a committee at that CB2. I don't think anybody's quite locked that down yet.
Interesting. Matt, how you feel about the CB2?
I agree with Matt to a point. If halfway through by week 8 we still having a committee, that means they all probably trash. So I'm hoping that somebody steps up and just wins the battle and say, all right, no, Benford is our number 2. If he comes out because he needs a breather or he's injured or whatever, then Dane Jackson goes in and then Elam goes in. But if we just Go ahead, Matt.
My bad. And I'm hoping that Kyer emerges as the guy because of the draft capital and because of all the intangibles that we know he has the build for it and the all the athleticism to jump into that. I hope it clicks and he is the guy that takes over for sure.
I mean, I think that we're just saying things at this point because Kyrie Lim is not getting on the field this year. Like, it's not happening. He's garbage. Like, we can't keep watching something and seeing it over and over again and then coming to a different conclusion about it. I'm just being honest about the situation. A 6th-round pick is better. Christian Benford is better than Kyer Elam. It's just a fact. Like, that's just what it is. Brock Purdy is better than Trey Lance. It's facts. I mean, at some point, you just, like, regardless of the talent, regardless of the measurables, regardless of the height, regardless of the speed, certain people can't put it together. Kyer Elam, when he's out on the field, it just seems as if the right receiver always catches the ball in his vicinity. I don't know. I'm not understanding if that's the scheme thing, but he's not getting on the field this year. It's already, I'm just being honest. I could just tell you my sources right now. Christian Benford will start. Dane Jackson is behind him. Kyer Elam is not touching the field. We want him to, but we're honestly looking to trade him. If we can get value for Kyer Elam, he will be gone by a week's end. I'm just being honest. You may not like it. You may not accept it, but that's just the fact. And I think we got to stop doing that as Buffalo Bills fans because it's very difficult to have a 2-track system. What I mean by that is it's very difficult to win a Super Bowl and also build a farm system. It's just not, it's just difficult. It's not easy to do. And this is a situation where when we look at it, we got a coach who's under fire, right? Sean McDermott, he's under fire. And he's looking at it as like, I can't wait on you. I can't do it. I can't do it. And the reality is, I think we're going to move on from him. That's just the way that life, this cookie crumbles.
But only if you get a player does that argument hold any water. Because if you trade him for a pick, you just, get a rookie next year. That's just this farm system. So unless you're getting a player like when we traded for Jerry Hughes, then maybe. But if we trade him for a pick, then I don't get it.
I understand that, but I think we also got to take this in consideration that he's a 1st-round pick. That's money. I mean, like, we're already cash. I mean, you may do that, but we already cash. I mean, if you have a Christian Benford who's considerably taking less money, I mean, just by the nature of the pick, Dane Jackson as well, it's just like, it's a no-brainer. Kyer Elam, answer this question, and I want to hear everybody in the comments. Has anybody separated themselves? We just talked about it. Like, do you think Kyer Elam separated himself from them? No. Right? Like, you can't. Matt, can you answer that?
No, but I mean, at the end of the day, 1st-round pick or not, he's a late 1st-round pick. You still got him on a rookie deal, so it's not like we're breaking the bank for anybody in that room right now, except for Trey. So we're in a good spot as far as money-wise. So that argument there is out the window. We're not like, it's not like we're wasting capital and time on a player like that when he could have the potential, in the next couple of years in his rookie deal to come through. I'm guessing you thought that Leotis McKelvin was better than Stephon Gilmore, back then when Stephon Gilmore was trash.
No, I didn't think that at all. But at the same time, I didn't think that at all. But at the same time, Matt, when we look at it, in an objective sense, sometimes you just got to cut bait. And I think this may be one of those times.
But if San Fran paid 3 1st-round picks and drafted Lance, 3? And they got a 4th-round pick, and most people offer a 6 that can turn into a 5th, I mean, we lucky if we get a 7 for Elam at this point, if that's the case.
Lance is just terrible though. But I think, I think the point is, but I think it's a larger point that people still consider the 49ers to be a contender, even though they had a blunder. They literally whiffed on a pick. The 49ers are still a contender. They can win the Super Bowl. People are projecting that. And I think if you're a good team, you can have blunders in the draft because you're not going to hit on every pick. That's just how the cookie crumbles. But at the same time, you do have to be cognizant and aware, like, okay, he's not working. Maybe we need to just move on. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it remains to be seen. We'll see. But also in positional battles quickly, because we're going to get to our 53-man roster and all the people want it. I want to talk about the linebacker room. And Matt, I'm going to just go straight to you. Do you think that Tyrell Dodson shored up the starting middle linebacker position because he wasn't bad against the Bears, right? He has some good tackles. He has some good coverage moments, right? He can put a couple plays together. He's not awful, even though he's not good at the same time. So I'm just asking, do you think Tyrell Dodson locked up the middle linebacker position?
Yeah, I think he did. I mean, because even last year he stepped in kind of as the linebacker one when Edmonds was hurt, and he continued on that role. He got Balin Spector got injured, so that kind of knocked him out of the race. And then Terrell Bernard has been up and down. Still, Dorian Williams is obviously behind Matt Milano, but I think he will get on the field a lot this year as a linebacker. But I think he shorted up for sure.
Mike.
It's tough because when we was on with the parents, I mentioned that shout out to Tim. I mentioned that I think that we will play just more dime anyways, or more 3 safety looks. Just and because I said our middle linebacker is not going to be that good, and the best 11 might include Taylor Rapp. And that's how it. Or who?
Or Hamlin. Hamlin looked good thus far too.
Yeah,
you know what I
mean?
They're going to play.
So I think our best 11 will include probably a 3 safety look at this point. So yeah, I mean maybe like what Matt said about cornerback, we might have a rotating door of maybe AJ Klein in the red zone, but when if it's coverage, maybe it's not. Who knows at this point? But I don't think one of them really stood out. Maybe one by default because everybody else was so bad that Dodson might win it, but I don't think he won the job. I think everybody else just lost it.
I completely agree. I don't think he did anything spectacular, but I mean, our middle linebacker room is terrible. I mean, let's just call it spade a spade. We got old AJ Klein, he's 32 years old. He can't put 2 left feet together. I mean, it's just it's just bad. Like it's just really nothing else to say. It's honestly terrible. But at the same time, hopefully Sean McDermott, and he has to put something together. He has to figure it out, right? And that's what we're paying him for. He took over play calling duties, and it's just something to see, right? So with that being said, we're gonna get into all the positional battles, but it's very difficult to talk about it without kind of getting to the 53-man roster, right? I guess that's the big thing. The notable cuts, you know what I'm saying? Our information, our sources, definitely about to come out right now. So,
pause, Rad.
Pause, yeah. With that being said, Matt, shout out to our guy Matt for the past 3-4 years. Matt has been strong with his 53-man projections. And what I want to do is I want to kind of deal with notable cuts, right? Because we know obviously they have to make cuts. But I think we can deal with notable cuts, and we can start with the defense first and work our way up to our offense. And so with that being said, Matt, let's start with the safety room, right? Let's start with the safety room. And everybody out there, I want to know your opinion on who we should cut and who we should keep. But let's start with the safety room, Matt. So Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, DeMar Hamlin, Taylor Rapp. Do we all agree that they will be on the team?
For sure.
Okay. Is there anybody else from the safety room, Dean Marlowe, Zane Anderson, are they cut or will either of them make the team?
No, I think with DeMar Hamlin's play, he's shown he's come back from that that crazy injury, and he's been solid.
Okay.
So that was the deterrent for me. Was either him or Dean Marlowe that were going to be on the block there. I think the Rapp and the two starters were going to be for sure, but definitely think that those two will be gone.
So we're good with that, Mike. We're good with our safety room.
I did like how Dean looked during this preseason, but if we only keep him 4 safeties, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm sure we're probably only keeping 4. I can't foresee us keeping any more than that. I mean, it's possible. I think Dean Marlowe probably, if we put him on, if we cut him, he's gonna probably get signed up on waivers. I would assume somebody's gonna pick him up. So I mean, like that's just what it is, and I'm content with that. I mean, Jordan Poyer,
that's okay.
I don't want them to get off the field, so you know what I'm saying. So like I'd just rather just leave it that way. All right, so we was just talking about the quarterback room, so let's get to it. Is there any notable cuts from you, Matt?
No, nothing notable. I mean, they're gonna keep I think the years past though they've kept 6. I think they're only going to do 5 this year.
What's your 5? Oh wow.
I got Kyer, Trey, Dane Jackson, Christian Benford, and Cam Lewis will be the 5.
Wow, Saran
Neal. What about Taron Johnson?
Well, Saran Neal, I think he's like under. Well, Saran Neal, yeah, he's still a corner, but I got him as like a specialist, like special teams guy.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
But yeah, no, Saran Neal too. But who else, Mike?
Wasn't Taron Johnson? Did you say him?
No, that's I guess same thing, or yeah, same thing. So no, I guess we are going to keep 6.
So
Yep.
Trey White, Teron, Dane Jackson,
Yeah.
Christian Benford, Kyer Elam, Saran Neal, and Cam Lewis.
Yep.
Ooh,
I agree.
7 corners.
I agree.
Saran Neal's he's like the special teams captain. You know what I mean? There's those type of dudes. They're always though. Him and Matakevich, they're gonna make it just solely off that.
I'll say this. I think the only person that's out there that Bills fans we love and we root for is a Cam Lewis who may be on the chopping block. It is possible. The only problem is Cam Lewis is so interchangeable. He's so versatile. He can play safety. He can play cornerback. He can even play, special teams. So I think that's what helps Cam Lewis stay on the team, right? And since we hit the injury bug last year, we need a Cam. I mean, it's just we might need him. You know what I mean? You never know. We might need him to, pinch hit to do something. So I think that's what saves him. It depends on what we do in other rooms. But if we're keeping 6 or 7, and then specialists, but 7, quote unquote, we'll see how that goes. All right, let's get to the nitty-gritty. Linebacker. Matt, let me hear it.
You got AJ Klein, Dodson, then you got Bernard, and then Balin Spector will probably start the season on the injured list, but he'll be back. He'll get a roster spot later or practice squad spot.
And Matt Milano,
obviously, yeah. Those are I'm missing the obvious ones.
Notables. I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
I want you. So no Tyler Matakevich.
That's another. I mean, he's
special teams.
I wrote him down in special teams category. Yeah, so that's,
okay.
Like I said, those dudes are gonna make it because they're the captains. For sure.
Let me ask y'all this. Let me propose this to y'all. This is my sources. What sources is saying? My source is saying that AJ Klein is getting cut. How do y'all feel about that?
I mean, like if they are going in the direction of playing more nickel and more 3 safeties, then I can see it because it's a young man's athletic game, right? And he's fallen out of that category, even though he just he's missing that step. So I could see it as a notable cut.
Well, I remember last year you mentioned let's say Super Bowl, you need some sore things. And when we see AJ Klein come in there for a couple games and play, you can win games with AJ Klein. So if he getting cut, then he getting cut, whatever. But I mean, we know we can win some games with Klein, so I won't be so fast to let him go.
I listen. I know everybody has an issue with my sources, and that's fine. But
No, don't do that.
I believe my sources. I think AJ Klein is getting cut, y'all.
Preach is right more times than he's wrong.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
And I think what we got to understand is he's old. Nobody's going to pick up AJ Klein, right? We can be sure of that, right? So nobody's going to pick him up. So I think it's a situation where we can he can linger around, put him on a practice squad or something, keep him near just in case we got to pull him in if we need him as far as, certain things. But I think the issue is in other rooms, like we're about to go to our defensive line, defensive end, the room is so big. Right, it's pause. I mean, what are we gonna? I think this is one of the most controversial defensive line, defensive end. You know what I mean? 53-man roster discussions. And I think we can get to it now because I listen. We're really let's talk notable because we don't have to go through it all. We do know who's going to make the team. I'm sure Von Miller is going to start on the PUP list. So sometimes they can do some chicanery with the roster. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Putting him on a PUP list, but. Let me just ask you this. Let's do it this way. Greg Rousseau is making it. Yes. Leonard Floyd is making it. AJ Epinesa is making it. Correct?
Yep.
All right. So let's go to the nitty-gritty. Is Boogie Basham on the team? Yes or no?
I think with Vaughn starting on the pup list, he makes it.
Do you think that's a good thing, Mike?
I need to know who else Matt has going, but I know it might be down to him and Shaq Lawson.
I
I
think they'll
don't know,
keep.
man.
I think they'll keep all five. I think they'll keep all five. They'll keep 5 and 5. I think D line and DN. And so I got them keeping Shaq Lawson also. They're gonna cut
Really?
Cameron Klein and Kingsley Jonathan, which I think they cut
Okay.
Kingsley Jonathan today. And then Vaughn starts on the pup, but when he comes back, that's where one of those guys goes to the practice squad, probably a Boogie. They got a couple game tryout here.
They cut
Yeah.
They cut Kingsley Jonathan today. You said?
I believe so.
If they cut him today, then for sure Shaq Lawson made the team.
Yeah.
That Shaq Lawson was in the balance. It's very difficult to kind of move on from Boogie Basham and AJ Epineza. I think Boogie
No, it's
Basham.
not. No, man, you can't say you can trade Elam, but they can't trade
they can't
Boogie
move on
Basham
from
and
the second round.
Epinesa.
What I mean by that is we've already put in way more years with a Boogie Basham and AJ Epineza at this point. So I'm saying like we've kind of like put some time into him. I don't, you know how I feel about Boogie Basham. Everybody knows that. But I think the larger point is with the Shaq Lawson, it's just like this. What do you actually want on the field? Like, do you want people who we know what they're going to do, or people who probably have a very, very, very low floor and a hypothetical high ceiling, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Boogie Basham's like his floor is terrible, but his ceiling is hypothetically he could be good. I guess.
Is it high? How high is it?
I said hypothetically. I mean,
Yeah,
it's all
okay.
like it's conjecture. Like we just say things like that. But you know how Bills fans is. But okay, so we're keeping 5 defensive ends, and you think we keeping 5 D tackles. So let's just go through them real quickly. Ed Oliver, we keeping Daquan Jones, Jordan Phillips, Tim Settle, and Puna. 4, right?
Yep.
We all keeping them. Everybody okay with that?
Yeah, I mean, I could. That's where it could get hairy. In like if they're gonna keep an extra corner, or I still think they keep the 5, but I think that Jordan Phillips or Tim Settle could be a casualty of those could be like a notable cut. Just Jordan Phillips with the injuries and Puna Ford coming in and playing well and having a good camp. I think that can sway that decision one way or another.
Okay, so I mean that defense is somewhat.
fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, and I think they said Rousseau might play more, little over the center anyways, a little inside. So if you're gonna move Rousseau inside, then you can do it.
That'll be yeah.
The Bulls roster. I like Derrick Rose, Michael Jordan.
I'll say this. We're gonna get to some spicy questions in a sec. I just want to kind of get some housekeeping things out the way as far as who we're gonna get. We can go through the offense quickly. Tight end, Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid, Quentin Morris. We all agree that they're gonna be kept. Yes or no? All right. That's just par for the cause. Wide receiver room. I guess this is somewhat controversial. I don't think it really is. But let's just do this. Some say we're going to keep 6 wide receivers. Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, Sherfield, Hardy, Shakir, and Shorter. We all agree on that?
That's trash.
Awful, but we're going to get to it.
That's trash.
Matt,
I
agree?
I agree. It's
Andy Isabella got cut.
Andy, he's the one that could slip through, and we could keep 7 and then only keep 2 tight ends. You could put like a Quentin Morris on the practice squad or something like that.
Are we solely keeping Shakir because we drafted him?
No, I don't think so. I think he can still contribute.
I think they
I'm talking
him.
about over Isabella. I know I'm saying I know Shakir can contribute, but over Isabella.
I think that's the argument. I mean Shakir, we put a lot of stock in him. He's, you know what I'm saying? Like the problem is Andy Isabella is not good either though. Like, so it's like, I mean, he's quick, but it's Andy Isabella.
That's something. I mean, if you're gonna be really great in the NFL, then you need to be great at least one thing or elite at something.
Andy Isabella has elite speed. Shakir has no elite trait at all. He has not one elite trait. I don't know. He's not like a great route runner. Doesn't have great height.
Great hands.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like he's just blind. Yeah, he's blind. He's blind. Listen.
Oh, whatever. I don't care.
But I think we're gonna keep 6, and that may be it. Let's just run through this quick because I got some good questions. James Cook, Damian Harris, Latavius Murray, and Reggie Gilliam. Unfortunately, Darrington Evans the odd man out.
Yeah, I mean, you have a guy like that every year.
Every year.
We got the Black Shear of last year. Guy
It's
every year.
okay. Christian
Shout out Black
Wade,
Shear though.
it's okay.
And
Yeah,
we're
it happens.
gonna, and I'm guaranteeing if James Cook doesn't have a good first week, they're gonna be like, oh, we should have kept Darrington Evans.
That's a fact.
He would have broken another 35-yarder. Oh man,
That's a fact.
should have cut Cook.
That's a fact.
The Jets got the good Cook brother. Oh man.
let me ask this. Let me ask this, everybody in the comments. Because one thing I heard was, and this is my sources, y'all. Y'all can get mad at my sources, but I'm hearing that we're gonna just come in with one quarterback, Josh Allen. We're like Kyle Allen is getting cut.
I think that's like I just think it's irresponsible. I think it's very irresponsible.
Cowboys did it.
Last
year.
They didn't have.
They came in with one quarterback. They only came in with one quarterback. They came in with. Obviously, you can get another quarterback, but you just for the chicanery with the 53-man roster, you come in with one, and then you could just sign one late. I mean, because it's like, or we could just trade for one.
Okay.
The point is, Matt Barkley and Kyle Allen is not the answer at the backup position, right? I mean,
but you keep Matt Barkley and put him on the practice squad.
Well, Matt Barkley's hurt.
Well, true, but you keep him and just toss him. He's been here before. He cool with Josh. You just toss him on the practice squad just so Josh has somebody to hang out with on the weekends.
Yeah,
but I mean, my point is nobody's signing Kyle Allen.
No.
So I mean, you can cut him. He's gonna clear waivers, y'all. What I'm saying is, I think that Bean may get a little tricky with the 53-man roster and trying to get other people on just to make some room and do some chicanery, like stuff like that. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, and I think we may come in with one quarterback, so don't be alarmed at that, people. Just relax. We'll figure it out. All right. Now that we got through that, let's get to the nitty-gritty. Let's just do this. I want to know the top 3 players on all sides of the ball. Offense, pause, defense. All right. Who is our top 3 players? And I'm going to go to Mike first on the offensive side. I want everybody in the comments to answer this as well. Let's see if we got good talent. Top 3. Matter of fact, let's go 4 deep. Pause. Mike, who is your top 4 players on offense?
Is this projected for who I think will be this year or currently? So like, for example, Dalton Kincaid. Can I say he's one of our best players already when he hasn't?
You can say that if that's how you feel.
Josh Allen, obviously.
Okay.
Stephon Diggs, right? That's easy. 2. Ooh, number 3, Mitch Morse. And then I'm going
Mitch Morse.
I'm going Mitch Morse. And then I'm going.
Oh my God.
I'm going Dalton Kincaid. I'm going Dalton. Dalton.
Okay. Listen, I just asked. What's up, everybody out there?
Herb, what's good, man?
What's good, Herb? I asked top 4 players on the offensive side. Mike said Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Mitch Morris, and Dalton Kincaid. Oh my God. Matt, let me hear it. Oh my God.
Not bad.
Yeah,
not bad.
He threw the Mitch in there. That's crazy.
Listen.
Crazy.
Matt, who is our top 4 offensive players, Matt?
I'm gonna go with Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, obviously the 2, and then my boy Gabe Davis and James Cook.
Gabe Davis and James Cook.
Yeah, top 4 in our offense.
Ooh, listen.
Number 1 running back, top 2 wide receivers, and the best quarterback in the league.
All right, so does anybody have any objections to this list? I would say our top 4, obviously Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. I don't have anybody else.
Oh no!
Yeah,
no.
My man had the trick question.
I don't have anybody else.
I was gonna see if you guys were gonna take the bait. You took the bait.
I don't have anybody else. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have anybody else because Dalton Kincaid, we're projecting, right? Probably, maybe, we don't know.
Osiris Torrance.
Right. Osiris Torrance. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Gabe Davis, y'all know how I feel about Gabe Davis. Happy feet. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't really catch really well. I'm gonna say this too. Michael Irvin said on Skip Bayless show, he told who did he say to CeeDee Lamb? Stop trying to catch with your hands all the time. You need to catch with your body. I'm not sure. They don't necessarily teach that to everybody. But if Michael Irvin is saying it, I might say it as well. I'm just saying he caught more passes than I have, and everybody else that he's talking about has. So I'm gonna just say to Gabe Davis, stop trying to be cute and do all this. Stop trying to do all that, and maybe you just catch your body every now and again. I don't know. Listen, I'm just throwing it out there. But I'm being honest. Listen, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. We don't have two other great players. I'm just being honest. They're just not good at all. I want to say not good at all.
You didn't say great players. You say who was our best players.
I think that says a lot about our team. The fact that you said Mitch Morris.
Talk to Mitch. So what? No love for the O line.
No, I guess some. Then we go projected. I think Osiris Torrance will be probably the best offensive lineman by the end of the year. I think so. He had a good preseason, good showing. He's a guy that he's going to make. He's going to put the league on notice for letting him slip. I think.
Okay.
Listen, don't draft Dalton Kincaid. Don't move up for him and draft him and not make him be one of our top 4 players. So,
yeah, that's fair.
That's where I'm at.
All right, so I don't think we have a consensus with the offense. I mean, I guess most people will probably say what Matt said. You know what I mean? Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, Josh Allen, and James Cook, I'm sure. But the problem is James Cook is unproven, and Gabe Davis is trying to prove himself. So, I mean, that remains to be seen. Let's go to defense. Let me hear the top 4 defense, Matt. I already know where Matt is going, so just pause, give it to me.
We got Von Miller, Matt Milano, Micah Hyde, and Jordan Poyer.
Wow.
I was gonna put Trey in there, but I gotta see him back from the injury, back full.
You don't have to see the other safeties back from the
I didn't see Micah back there. If that's the case.
But yeah, I still trust and believe in Micah. At that spot.
Interesting. Okay.
Milano, obviously. Even though Vaughn got hurt last year, I throw Vaughn in there. Vaughn, Milano. I'm going to say Jordan Poyer, even though me and him had beef. And then I might go Greg Rousseau. I might say shout out to Greg Rousseau. I don't trust Trey. I don't like our corners. I don't like our other middle linebackers. I don't like nothing else on the line. Leonard Floyd is here.
I was gonna say that's one thing I will say though is Greg Rousseau last year, the first part of the half of the season with Von Miller, he was destroying everybody. He's not the main focus. So I think with Leonard Floyd taking a lot of attention away, he'll be able to. I might go
Greg. Sure. I know that's Rad Boy, so I might go Greg Rousseau.
I'll say for me, Jordan Poyer, Von Miller. Christian Benford for me. And
Benford out here.
And I have a tough time saying this, but I'll say Matt Milano. And the reason why I say Christian Benford, because we just got to be honest, Christian Benford is better than Trey White right now. I think Herb said it, Trey White slow as hell. And it's just a fact. I didn't see anything last year to let me know that Trey White is going to be Trey White, right? Let's just be. I think we just got to be honest as Bills fans, right? Like, because we're always saying yes, Trey White was great, but that's not Trey White anymore, y'all. That's just not who he is, and we gotta see it. I gotta see it. Micah Hyde, I gotta see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Trey White was out there getting hurt. Yes, Benford. I said Benford. Benford out there was making plays. He got hurt last year, but he was one of our best players out there. I'm just being honest, y'all. Like, if you look at our defensive line, can we say Ed Oliver? Absolutely not. We can't say that. We cannot say that. Rousseau tail off towards the end of the year. Let's be honest and clear about the situation. Obviously, Von Miller got hurt, but I would take a hurt Von before I take anybody else on the line. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. And the only thing about Matt Milano is I'm scared about Matt Milano because I think losing Tremaine Edmonds, it may expose Matt Milano's size. Pause. You know what I'm saying? It just may expose him because he's miniature, right? Like, we've seen him miss a lot of tackles. He's an ankle tackler sometimes. Sometimes he's an ankle tackler. He really only makes big hits when the player is not looking at him. If you ever noticed that, right?
That's
Like
crazy.
he make. I'm just being honest. He makes big hits when the player's like looking the other way, so then he'll hit
I
him
mean,
but
hard.
how often did Tremaine make big hits? So somebody back could have
Pause.
been
He never
turned.
did.
All right.
yeah, but in his spot though, I mean, he's blitzing a lot. He's you know what I'm saying, he's in coverage a lot. So there's a lot of times where the players aren't looking at him.
I know. I understand that.
That's how his position's designed. So,
Listen. Make the play. Make the play.
Hold on, turn around.
I'm just being honest about it. But I do want to.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. Before you go, I gotta respond to Tim because Tim said Hyde didn't hurt his leg, so he good. Did he have a neck injury?
Tim Wallen. I don't know what's wrong with Tim. Tim Wallen.
Tim is wild.
Tim Wallen. Tim. He sleep. But listen, y'all.
My man, Mike is back, man. You know, shout out my brother Josh. Check out the YouTube. Top AKJ Productions. He shot the little mini doc with him out on the beach in San Diego. Mike is looking ready. He's looking back, man. So I'm all right with that. That's showing me everything I needed to see.
Okay. Let me ask this question. We're about to get off, y'all. But we have a good division. And we play the Jets first game of the season. So let me ask this. We just named our top 4 players on the offensive side and the defensive side. And just quickly, we don't have to get in depth with it. We could just do it a rough chop. Can we compare, let me ask you, Mike, against the Jets, do they have their top 4 offensive players? Are they better than our top 4 offensive players from top to bottom? Well, so, we're talking about Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall, Dalvin Cook, Garrett Wilson, you know what I'm saying? Alan Lazard, right? You know what I'm saying? So,
I don't know who plays center for the Jets, but I will say that the Bills' top 4 is better only because Breece was hurt and he's coming off an ACL. So I'm not really counting him. I'm good on Dalvin Cook. I'm surprised the Jets even gave him that much money. But Aaron Rodgers, I like Josh better. Garrett Wilson, I like Steph better for now. I think Garrett Wilson will eventually take over. And then after that, I mean, Alan Lazard, he's a guy. He's a Gabe Davis, like the tight end. I can't remember, but I think he's decent. I think our offense is better than the Jets, top 4.
Okay. Matt, do you agree?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, I think the only position they got us at is running back.
Okay. So I think would you just say, Matt?
No, I'm not just saying. I'm not even talking about Cook. I think Breece Hall is better than James Cook, and I think Dalvin's better than his brother. But that's
I agree. I think our offense is better. I think even us having a better quarterback. I do like Garrett Wilson, though. I mean, I'm not saying he's better than Stephon Diggs. And one of the reasons why I brought this question up is because Stephon Gilmore came out with his top 5 receivers, and he had Stephon Diggs number 1. He had Stephon Diggs number 1, which was it was surprising. I'm not gonna lie. It was very surprising to me. So I kind of wanted to kind of gauge our top players against our divisional top players. So we say that our offense is better than the Jets offense. But what about our defense, right? Jets, Quinnen Williams, Carl Lawson, Sauce Gardner. So let me just ask you this, Matt. Do you think that their defense their top players is better than our top players?
Well, I think just their 2 top players, I mean, positionally wise, I think Quinnen Williams is better than anybody on our interior defensive line. If you talk about Von, maybe
he's not better than Von Miller.
He's not, and that's what I mean.
Von Miller is hurt, so he is better.
But positional wise, though, Quinnen Williams is a D tackle, and he's better than Ed Oliver and everybody else in that room. And then I think Sauce right now is better than everybody we have at corner. But other than that, nobody. I think Milano is better than CJ Mosley. I think I can't even name the Jets safeties. So I think overall we have a better unit.
Mike, you agree?
Oh, better unit. I don't know. I think the Jets might have a better defense than us this year.
They definitely
do. might be better, but I think having that D tackle like Williams that just disrupt like Chris Jones. What you call damn from the Rams? So I can't think of his name.
Aaron Donald.
Donald. Like you have somebody like that just terrorizing the middle, big pause. It's tough for our defense.
And Sauce taking out. He's taking out receiver.
I'm a receiver.
Yeah, I agree with her. I don't know if Milano is better than Mosley. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Well, was Mosley top 100?
Yeah.
And so where? Was he higher than Milano?
I think Milano may be
Was
4.
he all pro? Was he
CJ
Yeah,
Mosley?
right here, right? Was he
first
all
team
pro?
all pro? That's all I need to know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah,
so we'll see.
Right.
Yeah. Everybody's saying Milano is better. Okay, Milano's better. I would say this. I think the Jets' defense is better than our defense. One, because Robert Saleh is better than Sean McDermott at calling defense. I think that's a fact. And I just top to bottom, they just got better players. And their defensive line is better. I think Carl Lawson is better than he's better than Rousseau at this point in his career. So that remains to be seen. But let's go to Miami real quickly. We don't have to stay long on it. But do you think that we have a better offense than the Miami Dolphins, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, outside of the two receivers, and obviously Tua, I don't trust Tua at all. So
Tua actually gave us a lot of work last year, and they beat us.
I don't know.
Just being honest.
I'm
just being honest. That's what happened.
Can I project Jonathan Taylor over there or no?
Nah.
No, you can't do that because that.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm still taking Miami just because
Wow.
Hill and Waddle. Wow. I think Hill and Waddle. I think if y'all want to say that's like Josh and Diggs, all right, fine. I think Tua as the third is better than Gabe.
By far. Yeah, by far.
And then after that, it's like I don't know who Miami center is, but at that point, I don't think it matters. So I'm definitely taking in Mostert, like Jeff Wilson, those guys are okay. A-Chain, they got some running backs that's okay. I'm definitely taking Miami offense. Top 4 over our top 4.
I can't listen. I would love to take Miami's offense over ours, but I can't in good conscience because statistically our offense is better.
It's top 4 though. You said top 4.
True. But I agree. Their top 4 players are more talented than ours. But I think that Josh Allen is that much more he's that much more better than
Tyreek nasty.
Everything. He is nasty.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
The issue is
don't do that.
Yo, the confidence is getting crazy.
No, that's crazy, man.
But I don't know. I like Miami, but I can't say it.
Exactly.
I can't say it.
Waddle, that's crazy. That's a track team. And who their slot wide receiver now? It's somebody fast too, right? It's somebody fast too.
No, they literally. It's a no name. It's literally
a track team. Team.
Okay, that remains to be seen.
I'm just talking about the top 4 though. I'm
top 4. Okay, real quickly, top 4. Miami, their defense against ours. So Jalen Ramsey,
what's hurt? No, they got Howard. They got
Christian Wilkins and the one guy number 15. Who was that?
Oh,
he was killing Deion Dawkins last year.
He played with Rousseau, Jalen Phillips.
Jalen Phillips murdered Deion Dawkins last year, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, they got Robbie Anderson. Oh, shout out Robbie Anderson.
Oh, they got Robbie.
According to Rad. But so Matt, do you think our defense is better than theirs? You can do it quickly.
Overall, I mean, on paper, I think that we're like a 1A, 1B type thing. I can't give us the whole edge because they do those just the 4 you just mentioned. I like those guys on against ours any day, so I can't give them the edge for sure.
Mike,
Ramsey is hurt, so but we included Von Miller. So if that's the case, but I think Von coming back way before Ramsey. Ramsey, Howard, and the guys on the line. Well, they said Von might play week 1. So I don't know what your sources are saying.
Von Miller's not playing week 1. He's going to be on the pup. He's going to come back week 4. So
I don't know what your sources are saying, but
that's what the sources say. I just said
it. But Miami 4 is not bad. I think I do like our 4 better, but Herb come with the same talking points. But now I'm gonna take the Bills top 4 because apparently Rad say I don't like the Bills because I don't always pick them. So I'm going Buffalo.
Okay. I'm with Mills. I'm not bringing up the Patriots. I don't think it's the point in doing that. It's not. It's counterproductive. But I think it's the reason why I did that is because it's very interesting, right? Last year, I think we would have probably said the Bills. Just probably mostly we just said the Bills easy. But I think now our division is better. Yeah. It's substantially better. And I think it's very important for us to understand that, because those two games we're going to have to play against these teams, they're going to be dog fights, right? Like they're going to be dog fights, as they already are, right? Like as they already are. So I do want to ask this question to everybody in the comments, because I think it's very important for us to answer this, right? When we talk about this season is going to be harder for us to get back to where we even got to last year. We're trying to go to a Super Bowl. But let me ask this question to everybody in the comments. Who is this season mostly on? Is it Josh Allen? Is it Sean McDermott? Is it a referendum on Brandon Beane? Are we going to look at Stephon Diggs as a way to move on? Are we going to look at our core defensive players, our safeties, and Tremaine? I mean, who am I talking about? Cornerback.
Trey White.
I can't even remember Trey White's name. That's how bad he is. Trey White. Like, is it? I mean, like, so who are we looking at? Who is this season on? Who is the hot seat?
I wouldn't call it a hot seat, but I'm putting every season that he plays for us on Josh Allen.
Wow.
I mean, you are the face of the franchise. You're getting the biggest money. You have to lead us there. The years where Tom Brady had, a lesser room, it didn't matter. He was bringing them there. He did not care. I'm putting it on the quarterback. I'm putting it on Josh. I mean, he had great defenses, and he did have great players on offense, but I'm still putting it on Josh.
He's like the best quarterback ever to ever play the game.
That's what I mean. So I'm putting it on. I'm putting it on Josh, man. I'm putting it on him.
Mike.
Oh, I feel like McDermott is the easy answer. I do like the Josh answer, not because of anything but with Brady, but it depends on what Mahomes and Burrow does. Because if they once again go further than him, then that's another season of Josh moving down with the likes of Herbert, Lawrence, and those guys, and hopefully Kenny Pickett and all those guys will make a jump, and then Josh in a bunch with the 2s and the 3s. But I will go McDermott, because he, whatever happened with Leslie Frazier, he's calling the defense now. He's the head coach. He said it's on me. I wasn't sure about hiring Ken Dorsey. He did a first time, offense OC. So it's a lot that McDermott is saying, like, it's on me, guys. Like, I got it. Don't worry about it. I let Tremaine Edmonds go. Unless that's Bean, but no, I'm definitely saying that McDermott's a part of that, and he signed Oliver. So if all of that goes wrong with Benford and Elam, if Sakir makes the team and Isabella goes somewhere, if all of that happens, McDermott gonna look crazy this year. So I think McDermott is definitely on the hot seat.
Yeah, that's why I said it's definitely not a hot seat situation, but it's I'm saying for Josh, it's not like we're gonna get rid of Josh, but this is the point in his career is, are you gonna ascend and become the Peyton Manning and the Tom Brady, or are you gonna be the Phillip Rivers for your career and just be raw and never win? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's difficult. It's difficult for me to say Josh Allen, even though while I do agree with Matt on a lot of points, I think it took Peyton Manning a long time to win the Super Bowl.
It did.
Right. Like, I mean, it wasn't like Peyton Manning. He didn't win it in, I don't think, his first 8 years, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not easy to win a Super Bowl, and Josh not winning this year is not going to make or break him. It's not going to. I don't think it's going to make me say that Josh Allen's not a top 5 quarterback. But I think for me, it's Sean McDermott, only from the standpoint of the moves that he made to get us to this point. Right. I think what he did to Leslie Frazier, he scapegoated him, right? And you can only scapegoat so many times before we just like, all right, so what are you doing? And he took on a huge responsibility. I think it's very important for us to understand this, because in this last preseason game, Sean McDermott, he gave play calling over to the defensive back coach because he said it was too difficult for him to call plays and evaluate at the same time. So my thing is, if it's too difficult for you to evaluate plays, how are you going to do the head coaching job and call plays in the regular season and manage time and do all what do you expect that? Like, if you can't do it in preseason, how you gonna do it in the regular season? Somebody got to help me with that. I didn't understand that. I thought that was a bogus move. I thought that it showed weakness from our head coach that he can't do it all. He showed us that he can't do it all. And I think it's something that we need to look at. Honestly, God, we need to fire Sean McDermott. If we don't win a Super Bowl this year, we need to fire him effective immediately. I don't think he's the person to take. He doesn't look like the person. You know, he doesn't have that look to him as a coach. Doesn't really talk the talk. He walks funny. And quite frankly, I think we just need to move on from Sean McDermott, y'all. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but that's just my take on it. I think, honestly, we need to throw some money at Brian Daboll. Hopefully they have a losing season in the Giants. We could throw some money at him and Daboll could come back. I don't know how y'all feel about that.
You lost me right at the Daboll. You almost had me there. You had me there in the first half.
Yeah, right. I would say that I was rather tell you. This was probably another reason why Rad said I don't like the Bills. But I want to McDermott fired like year 2 in. I caught Rad screaming. I wish we would have had the podcast then, because I caught Rad screaming that I wanted McDermott fired. But he turned it around. So I don't think McDermott should get fired. And obviously he's not going to get fired, but he's just signed it in like a 2 or 3 year extension. And he already had like 2 years on his deal. So McDermott isn't going anywhere right now. But with that said, I do think that if this goes bad, players might start looking at McDermott like, Diggs already is. Like, what's going on? What's happening? Somebody tell me why we keep losing. And I think more players might come and say, McDermott, what's going on? Like, are we going to do it or not? So I think McDermott is in the hot seat.
Listen, it's going to be an amazing season. Shout out to everybody in the comments. We want you to like, share, rate, and review, subscribe. We're going to be back next Monday. We're definitely getting ready for the season, y'all. It's rapidly approaching us. Games start next Thursday. We play Monday night. Some people from the Overdue podcast is going to be at that game, so we're going to have some resident insiders there. Tomorrow, 53-man roster come out. And listen, I think that's about it. Anybody else got something to say?
Oh, man,
14 days.
14 days away. Yeah, 2 weeks out, man. It's exciting.
All right. Y'all know how we end every show with a little bit of that. Hey.
Only Buffalo is going to win it, folks.
Kick your heels up and down.
Let's see why the Buffalo Bills are en route to the playoffs.
Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout.
Buffalo Bills go undefeated. And we're going to the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Now, baby, come on.